Hello, happy Friday, my friends. So right before I pressed start on this, my phone had 1% because that's how I roll today. You'll hear. So it is balancing on the charger cord. So if it dies and falls over, oh, sorry, but I'm like trying not to move. And it's also balancing on the back of a kid book. So we're in a real ghetto funk setup right now, and it could crash at any second. But I hope you're having a good day. I wanted to come on here and I don't really know what the purpose is, honestly, we'll see. But I just feel like I have had one of those days, one of those days where I'm like, my teeth might just saw off and I might break a tooth because I'm gritting so hard, and just one of those days where it's like one thing after the other. I feel like a frazzled mess and I'm like sweating profusely, and it's just, I think sometimes on social media it comes across like everybody shows their highlight reel and everybody just shows like the good things that are happening, and this, I'm playing with my kids, or I'm doing this or whatever, which is awesome. But I also want you guys to know like the real stuff and like the bad stuff and the not so glamorous stuff, and how I kind of move forward through that, and how I just own it. Like I just want to if you hear that, that's a child screaming. They'll probably be in here in 2.2 seconds. So last night, Corey slept in her bed. She is 3.5, almost, yeah, 3.5. And she has been doing terrible at bedtime. If you guys follow me on Insta stories, you've seen me ask you like, what do I do? She used to be the most amazing sleeper, and lately she has been literally legit. She stays up until I go to bed, and she gets up when I get up. And so it's like there is no mama downtime. It is legit with this kid all the time. And she was so whiny last night, and she was getting up in the middle of the night and, I'm hungry, I'm starving. I swear to God she eats, but whenever she doesn't want to sleep or she wants to do something else, all of a sudden she's starving to death and her tummy is so hungry and she's so thirsty, and she needs to go potty. You know the drill. If the kids need to be quiet or stay still or go to sleep, all of a sudden they become famished, dehydrated little monsters. But she was like that all night long, and then she woke up at 6:30 like ready to go again. Is the sun up? And I was like, oh my Lanta, how am I going to handle this child? And then I just got up, and so she was whining again, and so I just felt like, when you feel like you're just in that like parental state where you might lose your marbles. And I tried really hard to keep my crazy inside, keep myself composed. We do a color chart at home that's like green, yellow. Green is good, yellow is not so good, red is spanking. Don't get mad at me if you're not a spanker. And then blue is like super good. You did something really extraordinary. You did something without asking. You're a rock star. Honest to goodness, normally she's like on green or blue. But this morning she woke up, why am I on red? And I was like, because you're driving your mama crazy and she might lose it. So I was trying to really stay focused on being calm, cool, collected. I try not to yell or overreact because I feel like that gets anybody nowhere. But then it makes me feel stressed, because if I feel stressed, I know that protrudes onto her and onto Nolan and onto Caleb. And so I really try to keep my attitude in check and my energy in check, because I know that if I lose my cookies, everybody else in the house is going to just lose their cookies more. So on top of that, I open up some emails from work, both my jobs. So one that I'm leaving at the end of the year, can't wait, but I still have to finish out the semester strong. And I just opened up an email, so it was just a bunch of just boo hockey that I need to handle later today. And so it just kind of puts you in a funk. Then I opened some other emails, and I was just like, okay, Friday, you're testing me. I hear you. Cool. Tomorrow is our VIP rally, and I'm so super pumped. But I am somebody who is a procrastinator. I work best under pressure. So I have a whole laundry list of things to get done in a very short period of time on top of my 2 jobs. And I have always been like a wait till the last minute procrastinator person, but I have not yet figured out how to still be that person. I work well under pressure and I produce under pressure. It's like my jam. But I haven't figured out how to do that with toddlers. That combo does not mesh well. And when I'm trying to like find things and do a presentation and do the schedule and get this and get that and have 2 toddlers, I have not yet learned that me being a procrastinator doesn't work in the land of momhood. So send me some of your advice, because I'm not doing well at that. I'm telling you, Nikki, I will send you a picture of the color chart. It honestly does work so good. Like, she was so upset she was on red this morning, but I'll send it to you. It really does work great, except for today. She's just been a total hellion, and I don't know what to do with her either. I legit made her sit outside this morning because I said, you sit outside, and when you're done crying and whining, you can come back in. Honestly, because I didn't want her to wake up Nolan, but it worked. Calmed her right down. She does this thing too. Sorry, I digress. I'm all over the place. I do this thing too, and it works really well if you have crazy toddlers. You know how they get in that state of just like, you know, they just get to this hysteria level and they just can't like rationalize anything, and they're all over the place and they're just crazy town. And I just say, you need to take a minute and you need to pull it together. And I have her pull in the bad, push out the bad, pull in the bad, push out the bad. And I know it sounds super hokey, but when I tell her to pull it together, she really does, and it's so super cute when a little 3-year-old is, but it works really well. So I say, and I can tell her in public, you need to go over there and pull it together. And I can like keep it chill, and she will calm herself down. So that helps me a lot. So anyway, I'm getting ready for that tomorrow. And then this is the number one thing that like really set me off. So if you do this, do not do this, do not, do not, do not. And I always tell my clients not to do this, and here's a why. I went and jumped on the scale. I was like, man, I haven't weighed myself in like 2 months. I don't weigh myself just because that's not what I teach my clients to do. It's just not a good thing for your mentality. Your weight fluctuates so much depending on your cycle. If you're a female, how much water you had, the last time you ate like crap. Like for me, I was on vacation last week for 2 days drinking nothing but margaritas. So that takes about a week to catch up. Anyway, I don't know why in this mess of chaos this morning, I was like, let's just go ahead and weigh myself. Terrible idea. I was like 5 pounds above where I really like to be, my magic number, which isn't really a magic number. And so then I immediately got in a bad mood. I felt bad about myself. Oh, I feel junky. Oh, I'm pretty sure my thighs just grew 2 inches after getting off the scale. I was like, I'm huge. And you know what I'm talking about. It makes you get in the worst mood, and it makes you have this terrible attitude, and it makes you just want to go eat a bunch of junk because you're like, ugh, screw it, whatever. And you cannot do that. So I always tell people don't do it, and that's why. So it really, I was just in this like, ugh, funky funk. And I'm still in it, to be quite honest. And that's why I wanted to share with you guys, because I just don't want you to ever think that I'm living this super perfect life, or that by doing what I'm doing, it's like super easy and so glamorous, and like, oh, I just have all the time in the world, and I don't ever have issues. I don't ever have kids screaming. If you hear Nolan right now, I don't know what he's screaming about. Kayla, pass him. But just know that's okay. It's okay to have crappy days. It's okay. But it's not okay to wallow in it. You give yourself 90 seconds to like have a pity party. After I've hit I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when I jumped on the scale like a fool. Don't do that. I swear, don't do it. And then I gave myself a 90-second, like, woe is me. I have so much to do. This happened, this happened, this happened. Poor, poor me. And then I was like, no, we're done. I went outside, took the dogs on a walk, took the kids on a walk, got a workout in, made a good breakfast for everybody. And then I just started moving. Hey, I gotta get stuff done. And me whining about it, and me complaining about it, and me being in a bad attitude is not gonna fix it. It's not gonna change the scale number. It's not gonna change the amount on my to-do list. My bad attitude is only gonna make my crazy toddler's attitude worse. So I just have to suck it up, buttercup, whine for 90 seconds, and then imperfectly move forward. So I know this is totally all over the place, but I'd love to hear from you. If any of this resonates with you, if this ever happens to you, if you've got some wonderful pieces of advice, like please tell me. I want to know, because I'm in this crazy period of life, and I know so many of you are too, or maybe you've already gone through it, or maybe you are Laura Simon and you're about to go through it. But I just want to hear from you, and I want to know how you're doing today and what's going on in your world. Send me some good vibes, and I hope you have a great day. Bye, y'all.